Good afternoon and welcome to Adventures for Anyone. And I hate to say it, but yeah, I did have to talk about the little things in Norwalk. Norwalk's got some great stuff. They've got the Norwalk River Valley Trail. The East Coast River Greenway runs through here. They've got some great malls and activities, and they've got all of this water and the wonderful bridge that I love to spend my time walking over. However, there is another thing that goes on all along the shore, and it just drives me crazy. So for anybody who ever wondered why I spend a lot of my time taking the train to these shoreline towns in the summer and riding their buses around for $3.50 to $4 a day, instead of just driving down there, I'm about to explain that to you. One of the big things that goes on is that the parks along the shore, many of them tend to be inaccessible unless you live in that town. Here in the Vets Park, it costs $8 if you don't live there to park your car. In places like Calf Pasture, it can be up to $72 a day. The fines are even worse, and this is just in Norwalk. There's all kinds of inaccessible parks in towns all along the shore: Greenwich, Stamford, Bridgeport, New Haven, a lot of places you go. We have a few state parks along the shore: Hammonasset, Rocky Neck, some of these places. And our parking tends to get to capacity during the holidays because there's so few places for the rest of us to access the beautiful Long Island Sound. It can be quite complicated, as you can see, even if you're trying to do things the right way. In this park in Norwalk, Vets Park, I didn't even go to the expensive parks. There's a lot of rules. They don't want the dogs there. The bathrooms that are labeled public are locked. The boat ramp, which is public, costs you $50 a day. Gates are closed. People are even emphasizing there's a sign, but they had to write it on the ground because apparently they feel it's still a problem. And it's also expensive to live in places like Norwalk. I mean, they're making luxury apartments across the way. They overlook a marine repair area, not anything really to look at. And I was told it costs $7,000 to lease an apartment in that building. And you find that all over town. It's a wonderful place to visit. The people are actually wonderful. I sometimes wonder about all of these rules, all of the inaccessible areas. But the one thing I've found is that if you take a bus, most bus routes go to one of these inaccessible parks. And then you can just take the bus, $3.50 to $4 a day, and you can go down to the park and not have to pay anything and use the park like any other person would. There's a lot of beautiful parks along the shore. Norwalk is no exception, but you have to follow the rules. You have to watch out. There's fines up to $600 along the shore, depending on where you go when you're not supposed to. So I understand. They don't want to get overcrowded. They want to use their spaces. I get it. But when you have lighthouse tours, the Marine Aquarium, the IMAX Theater, the Lockwood Mansion to go to, they're even putting in a Wegmans down here in Norwalk. For anyone who doesn't know, that's a fabulous grocery store. They have the Sono Mall, very high price. They have a wonderful foodie section downtown, and it just seems a shame that you can't go to the park. Here's a park you can go to. I don't know what the third taxing district of Norwalk is that maintains it, but this isn't really a park. There is no parking here. The parking up above is for a strip mall. And then this is park that was basically commemorated to celebrate the bicentennial of the Constitution, which is a noble effort. It's a cute little park, but it's nothing like the park across the way where you have boat ramps and ball fields and this kind of thing, and you can do so many things. Space to have a picnic, space to take a walk. So what can I say? I feel like I am throwing Norwalk and other towns on the shore under the bus, but in a way it kind of needed to be, because public access is an amazing thing and the shore is a beautiful place. And to be fair, I know that not everybody appreciates it, but for those of us who do, we would like to visit it. But for anybody who wondered why on Adventures for Anyone here I take the train and I take the bus on these shoreline cities, these parks are exactly why I like to visit them, and the only way to really do it is on the bus. So stay tuned for more little stories here on Adventures for Anyone. We will have the video about going out to Sheffield Lighthouse. And in the meantime, you've got Nina Kindred 1 on Instagram and Adventures for Anyone on Blogger. I'm Terry. I'm 60 and I'm not done yet. So join me for more Adventures for Anyone next time, and like and subscribe if you want to learn how to do great things no matter how old you are.